Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel SK Tech. So in today's video, we are going to discuss the next important concept in this string class, that is string comparison. So if you know the relational operator like something greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, and not equal to. So these cannot be used to compare the string. That is the important point that you have to note down. On the other hand, method like compare to or equals method should be used in the string comparison, and that we have already seen in our previous video, right? So I have already linked that video link in this video also. So do check out the important method of the string class. So let's say we have a string like s1 is hello, and new string like s2, and then way of creating this string is different than the first one is like we have created and then assign the value, and in the second one we have created using the new operator. So let's go to the IntelliJ IDE and write some simple Java program to see what is the string comparison and how we can do it. So let's go to the IntelliJ IDE. Let's create some simple Java class. Let's give the name as compare. Let's create the main method and let's see how we can use this string comparison if we have a two string. So let's say string 1 s1 equal to some value, let's say hello, and let's say we have created the second string using the new keyword, new string, and let's say we have provided the value as hello. We have already seen like how to create the string object in a different way. So in the first one we have created in the directly way, and the second one we have created the string object using the new keyword. So if you compare this, let's say if you compare using the if block like s1 equal to s2, and let's write some statement like if it is equal, then it is going to print like both are same, otherwise it's going to print like both are not same. So what do you think? See, s1 object is also having the value is hello, and s2 object is also having the value as hello. So basically we will think like it is going to return as true only, right? But that is not the case. Basically if you run this program and see the output, you will observe the some different output basically. Yeah, so if you can see the output, it is showing like both are not same. Why? Because in spite of the fact that both the string s1 and s2 are same, we are getting the wrong output in a program. Why we are getting the wrong output in the program? Let us see, understand by the diagram, and then we will understand why it is happening here. Even though values are same, it is printing differently. So what is happening here is when JVM execute the first statement like string s1 equal to hello, it create an object on heap and store the value in it. Let's say this is the heap memory and stored it as a hello. So a reference number, say some reference number, it has been allocated this variable. Okay, and when JVM create another object of S2, let's say in our case S2, and hence allocate the another reference number. For example, this some number 192.192.5A5, right? So the statement, if we compare using the equal operator, that what we have done, right? Equal operator here. So what will happen? It is going to compare the references, not the value. So that's why since both the references value is different, that's why we are seeing like output are showing both are not same. So that's why we have mentioned like if you want to compare any of this string, you just use the equals method, not the equal operator, because if you use the equal operator, it will work on the references and not on the value. But if you use the equals method instead of the references, it is going to compare the value. So in case of s1 we have allocated the value hello, and in case of s2 also we have allocated the value as hello only. So when it's compared its value, it finds like both the values are same and it is going to return as true. So let us see and change the program and see the output. So let's write something like another statement here, and let's write some statement saying that compare using equals. Okay, and instead of equal operator, let's use the equals method basically. And this method we have already seen in our previous video, methods in string in Java, right? So let's run this program and see the output this time. So if you see, first output was saying both are not same, but using the equals method, it is saying like both are same. So this is the basically difference also if you compare using the equal operator and if you are comparing using equals method. So basically in string we have to always use equals method to make sure that it is going to compare the value, not the reference. So let's discuss the another topics that is available in this string series. So next topic is again is a different way of creating the string object and comparing it. So right now we have created using one of the using directly and another one is using new keyword. Let's say we have created the two string using the one way only in the same way. For example, string s3 equal to sktext and string s4 equal to sktext. And if we write the same statement, this equal operator here, let's see what is going to happen here now. Instead of s1 it should be s3 and s4. So let's run this program and see the impact. So what is happening here, even though we are using the equal operator, it is printing both the strings are same. So this is because there is a concept called string constant pool in the string class. Let us understand by the diagram. So this is how the string constant pool looks like. So what is happening here, when JVM create a string object and store the value in it, observe that we are not using the new operator to create the string, right? So we are using the assignment operator for this purpose. So after creating the string object, JVM uses a separate block of memory which is called as string constant pool, basically this string constant pool, and store the object there. And when the next statement, let's say string s2 equal to hello, is executed by the JVM, it searches in the string constant pool to know whether the object with the same content is already available there or not. Since the same object is available in our case like hello value, so it is not going to create the next object. So it is simply create the another reference variable s2 to the same object and copy the reference number from s1 to s2 so that we have same value in both s1 and s2, and hence the output showing as same, both are same only here. So this is the concept about the string constant pool. So let us see what are the next topic that we want to discuss in this video. So next topic we want to discuss about is immutability of string. So what is immutability? So we can divide object broadly as mutable and immutable object. So mutable objects are those objects basically whose content can be modified. Immutable objects are those objects once created cannot be modified, and string class objects are immutable. So we have seen what is the meaning of the immutable. So let us understand with the help of the program. So let's create a simple Java program and give the name as test. You can give any name. I'm just given the test only, and create the main method. So let's create one string s1 equal to some value. So let's say data, and another variable, let's say create s2 and just give the name as base. Okay, and now let's understand, like we are going to perform some operation like join s1 and s2 and store in s1, like s1 equal to s1 plus s2, and let's print that statement s1. So if you observe here, first time s1 value is data and s2 value is base, and we have concatenated, basically we have joined this s1 plus s2 and assigns the resultant of this value in the s1, right? And let's run this program and see the output, then we will understand clearly. Yeah, so what is it is printing here? Data plus base. It means that this object has been created and it is able to modify it. So let us understand with the help of the diagram. So when s1 we have created s1 object, it has created one memory location here and stored the value data. When we have created another object s2, then again it has created the another object inside the memory and stored that value. But when we have performed s1 plus s2, JVM internally created the another block and stored those value here. And when we have assigned this resultant of this value to S1, what happened? The reference of this, which is earlier pointing to data, was removed, and this new reference has been assigned to this. So basically this S1 variable was pointing here, and now it is pointing to database. So what we have observed here is the content of the S1 are not modified. That's the reason the strings are called as immutable, and the old object that contains the data has lost its references, so it is called unreferenced object, and garbage collector will remove it from the memory. So we will understand what is garbage collector in later point of time. So this is how it is happening. Because string class objects are immutable, their content cannot be modified between various applications. So here the question comes like, why strings are immutable in Java? Basically, why they have made the string as immutable? If the class or the string is immutable, their content cannot be modified between various applications. So different applications can share the content of string class object, and this is the reason why string objects are made immutable. To maintain the immutability nature, none of the string class methods should be able to modify the content of the object. So JavaSoft people did not provide the method in string class which modify the content of the same object. Whenever we try to modify the content, JVM will create a new object with the modified data, something like what we have seen here, right? And it will not modify the same object. Also, there should not be any scope of override those string class method. This is the concept of final class, and method overridden will be discussed in detail later. So let us write a program to search for a string in a given group of string. So in this program, first of all, we will accept the string from keyboard and store them into the string array type, something like string array. Then we will ask the user to enter the string, let this string to be searched, and then logic to be compare the search string with the each string of a given array, right? So let us understand. Let's go to the IntelliJ IDE and write the simple Java program. So let's create a separate class and give the name as search and create the main method here. So what we are going to do first we are going to accept data from keyboard, and we have already seen how we can do it. Second task we are going to do is like ask how many string we want to store, and third task we are going to do is like create a string type array with the size provided above. Let's say size is provided as n. Then we are going to store strings into array. Let's say we have given the name as str array. So these are the operations that we are going to write in this program. So let's see. So first of all, we have already seen how to accept the data from the keyboard. So let's say we have used buffer reader. We have seen scanner class also. In our case, we are using buffer reader. Br equal to new buffer reader, and then here it should be input stream reader. Then it should be system dot in, right? And then let's terminate it here. Then let's write some statement, something like how many string. So user can provide the number of the strings, and then that we can store in some string type variable, let's say n. And as you know, we have to pass the value, so integer dot parse int, and using the br object we can read that value from the keyboard using the read line. And this basically will throw some exception. Let's add the exception in the method signature only. Then what we are going to do, we are going to create the string array. So how we can create the string array? Basically string and then str, that's what we have supposed to give the name, and then string, and provide the value, that what are the value they have given. And then we are going to store the value. So how can we store the value? We accept the data from the keyboard and want to store the value in the array. So basically using the for loop or any of the loops. So let's say we are using for loop. So int I equal to 0, int I is less than equal to n, and I plus plus. So these are the number that is going to check. It's like what are the number we have provided, that many number of string is going to store in this array. So how can we do that? So let's write some statement so that it is going to print every time. That means it is going to print that many number of time which we have provided here. Something like enter a string, something like that. Then we'll read that string and then we will store it in this array. So this array name is tr, and then we have to provide the indexes that is coming with the value of I, and then equal to, then we have to read it. So we know vr.read method is there, that is the read line, that is basically it is going to provide as a string type only. So we no need to convert it because we want to store the value as a string type only. So this is how we can store the value in the array, right? The next thing, let's say we are going to perform is like accept the string to search basically from this array. So how can we accept the string? So let's write some statement again to for the user, like enter string to search, and let's store in some variable. So let's say string, and we have given the name as search. How can we accept the data as a string type? Again br.readline. Then what we will do, whatever the user had provided, we need to search it in this array. So this, since this is the array, again we have to write some another separate loop. So let's copy this and paste it here, and here we are going to perform the operation of that string which user has provided. So how can we do that? So let's say we are iterating through 1 to n number of times, and then we are going to check. So how can we check that? Using the control statement. Let's say if search, what are the string they have provided, is equal or equals to ignore case. Both method we have already seen in our previous video, right? Equals to ignore case is equal to the current index value. So how can we check the current index value? Basically we have to provide the string array name and then index, so that it is going to check one by one. So if this search matches with the first index, it is going to return it. Otherwise it is going to move to the next search, and then till the next n number of time it is going to search. If it is found, then let's say either we can print it here only, or we can create the some flag value saying that okay, we found that. So let's create some flag value and make it initially as false. And once this condition is true, like if the search keyword is available in this string array, we will make this flag basically found value as true, and based on that we can write the statement also. So if this is the true, then it is going to make this found as true. So out of the loop, if you write the statement something like if found value is still false, means it does not found the string in this array, so this value does not change, so still it is false. And if it is false, so let's say if it is not found, means not found, we will write the statement something like not found in the group. Or we can say like if it is found, if this value becomes true, then we can say that found in the group, else not found in the group. So how we can write it? Like not found in the group. So what we have done, first we have accepted the data from the keyboard, and then what are the data we are expecting, like how many string we want to store in this array. Then we have created the string array with that many number of time, then using the for loop we have stored it. Then again we have asked the user enter the string that you want to search in this array. Then we have added one flag value here. Then we are iterating each of the array index value and comparing with the provided search key, and if it is found, we are making this found equal to true. And based on this flag only, we are checking like if this is found in this array or not. If it is found, we are printing like found in the group, otherwise not found in the group. So let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so how many string? Let's say 3 string. Let's provide value as Bangalore then second value is Pune, and then MP. So what it is asking, enter string to search. Let's give MP. What it is saying, found in the group. So this is how we can write the Java program to search any string in the group of the string. So that's all for the string topics here. So next topic we are going to discuss about the some important interview question from the string class. So first interview question is like, is string is a class or a data type? So basically string is a class in Java.lang package, but in Java all classes are also considered as a data type. So we can take a string as a data type also. Second question is, can we call a class as a data type? Yes, a class is also called as a user defined data type. This is because user can create a class. So next question is, what is object reference? So object reference is a unique hexadecimal number representing the memory address of the object. It is useful to access the memory of the object. That's what we have seen in the diagram, right? When we are creating the object using the new keyword or the using directly equal operator, JVM internally is creating some hexadecimal number. That is nothing but called as object reference. Next question is, what is the difference between equal operator and equals method? So as we have already seen with the help of the program also, equal operator compare the reference of the string object and it does not compare the content of the object, but equals method compare the contents. While comparing the string, equals method should be used. As we have seen, like if we are using equal operator and let's say some string we have created using the directly equal operator and another string we have created using the new keyword. So since we have provided same value here in both the cases, it is going to return as not true. So that's why we need to use equals method, so that it is going to compare the value instead of the reference. And next question is, what is string constant pool? So we have already seen what is string constant pool. So string constant pool is a separate block of memory where the string objects are held by JVM. So if a string object is created directly using the equal operator, right? For example, s1 equal to hello, then it is stored in the string constant pool. And again, if we create the another string object using the equal operator, and let's say we have provided the value as hello only, what we have seen earlier, JVM is going to search in the string constant pool. If that value is already available, it is not going to create the new block of the memory. It is going to point to the same block and going to create this only reference, and it is going to copy the existing reference to the new reference, so that if you have created the two objects with the same value using the equal operator, and if you have used equal operator to compare the string, it is going to return as a true only, because both the references are same only. Next question is like, explain the difference between flowing two statements. That's what we have already discussed. Now what is the difference? So that's all for the today's video. So in next upcoming video we are going to discuss about string builder and string buffer. So stay tuned, we'll meet you soon. Thank you.